I'll take a solo here. G'day there, Mad Munters, and welcome into the Mad Monday podcast, brought to you this week on a Wednesday for various different reasons. First of all, it's bye week for us. My name is Tino Fa'asua Manaia, and I'm joined by Sam Keesey. Made his debut on the weekend. Yeah, that's where we're going with that one. Sam Keesey.
What a debut as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, he played in that Magic Round game, and we saw him, although you'd be forgiven for not remembering it.
No, I seriously thought that was his debut. I'm genuine. I couldn't see shit that Magic Round game.
No, he almost scored in front of us as well before we grubber. But yeah, first debut in earnest, and then a bit of weird jiggery pokery with the substitutions around that. Tamati getting a lot more minutes, and we would talk about that if we had a loss, but we didn't. So we probably 40-10. I've been saying it all week. I've seen enough. Buy the tickets. We're going to the grand final.
Seriously, we've been saying for a few weeks now, wow, the Wires are winning ugly. We just, it'd be nice to see them put some points on. And they fucking did it against the Sharks.
Yeah.
Which is the Sharks are a wee bit at sea, but they're still a top four-ish team, you know? Their layout of their team is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, fifth. And on their day, they can take out just about anyone.
Which they'll put you to the sword as well.
Has been good about this season is that any team can just about beat any other team. And when, we come on this podcast as fans, we're sitting there and talking about, it looks like it's an easy draw from here. Doesn't get any easier than a bye this weekend.
How good.
Then the Panthers come over here without their Origin stars the week after that.
Well, you'd think without their Origin stars, but I think if they lose another 3 or 4 games, they can't make the 8.
But even if they do, man, I've flown to Perth and back. It's a shit show.
7 hours?
At least. Depends on what way you go. If you can go direct, which I'd say they would, that's 7. But if you've got to go through Sydney, 8 at least.
Did they just put Cleary and Edwards too, isn't it? And Yo. Yeah. Did they just put them, give them all the sleeping pills, put them on ice, and just ship them over FedEx style?
Yeah, cryogenically freeze them.
Freeze them and then take a comedically long piss like in Austin Powers 2.
Yeah. I think so. Lindsay Smith, does he play for them as well? This is the first. Oh, yeah. This was the first. He was when I saw the Blues team. I was just like, who? Oh, that's right.
Well, he's 20th man.
Yeah. So he'll be over there as well.
Yeah.
So absolute nightmare for them.
Much deserved from the Wires though to go into a bye because they have been in Aussie. It seems like they're back at Tamworth again.
Yeah.
They've been in Aussie
Gosford.
For fucking ages, and they've been winning as well. And for them to go away on that was a colossal road trip.
Yeah.
Any other season, they would have come back and we would have been like, right, that was a tough road trip, but that's behind us now. Pretty good looking back end. We can get this. But it's nah, we came back from that absolute winners.
Yeah. And like I said to, I talked to Shaun Johnson earlier this week, and we'll talk about Shaun Johnson in a few moments' time. But I was saying to him, it looks like we've got an easy schedule, but do the players think that way? And he's just no, because you've got to go out there and play a game of rugby league.
Yeah,
and
that's
I was like, yeah, but this is the thing. It's but as a fan, you look at it and you go, easy run home for me, who's just sitting on the couch pounding beers. Obviously, hard run home for them, but favourable matchups, you would have to think.
Absolutely, which is great. I mean, the good thing about the Wires this season is we don't have to worry about them taking their foot off the gas. What I want to see them do is put more of these sort of lower sides to the sword like they did the Sharks. Get their attack clicking, and for the first time in ages, it felt like it really was clicking. I think it was the best game I've seen from Chanel Harris-Tavita.
Yep. Well, 2 tries.
2 try assists as well.
Can we work on the try celebrations, Chanel?
You didn't like the tongue out.
He's a Rasley dude. I just don't think he expected to score that try, and so he didn't really have anything locked up.
He just freaked out a bit. And
we've seen Luka Mikiafu coming through with some pretty good and topical try celebrations. I just think Chanel was just a little bit overcome by the moment. He expressed himself. But look, I wouldn't mind seeing him at training this week, just working on a couple of try-sallies. Just have something in the back pocket.
Do you have to do one?
I think, I mean, if you're not going to, then don't do anything.
Yeah.
What I would like to see, probably not from Chanel, but from one of the players, is the point back to halfway, just run back to halfway and do it again. No celebration. We don't stay in the end goal. We just run back down. Like Latrell did the other week.
Yeah, like when your team is behind and you've scored a try and there's 4 minutes left and you can win this thing, just get straight back.
Yeah, I know that, I've talked about it a lot on this podcast. A lot of people do talk about it, but when I played rugby for Waimate, all through the age grades, as a club, as a franchise, we had a rule of not celebrating tries.
Yeah, but that's because you guys never scored any.
It was, it was because we don't celebrate what's expected of us. We march back to halfway and we do it again.
Yeah, I like that.
And so I wouldn't mind that from a team perspective. If the Warriors were just like, we don't celebrate what's expected of us. We're rugby league players. We're expected to score tries. It's the point of the game. We're going to go back to halfway. We'll do it again.
Actually,
Play the entire game like we've only got 10 seconds left and we're down by 2.
we're 3 weeks away from Try July as well, so the celebrations are going to come on through Try July.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing we only saw one and it was Lussick, just a Manawave.
Yeah.
Like it's just New Zealand, you know?
It is, but the reason that was so good was because of who it was.
Exactly, yes. And that's what's, I think, caught me off about it. Is like the only guy who's done it is Lussick.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
It's not as funny. If James Fisher-Harris did it, or Adam Pompey, you probably wouldn't even notice he'd done it.
Yeah, he's just waving.
But for Lussick to do it, you're like, that's Sid the Sloth running fucking Manawa. The young fellas stepped up. They looked Rasley. I feel like once we got a few points under our belt, you could see the fellas that Valmega was throwing no-look passes. He obviously got a try of his own off the back of that.
Scucky no-look. Vaimawaga short ball to James Fisher-Harris. When have you ever seen like a guy who's 20, I think he is, throw a short ball to a prop that is like one of the best backline moves we've done all season?
Yeah, Josh Schuster, and then he immediately lost his mind and got binned. Basically.
That's right, and his agent asked for $2 million a season.
That's right. Well, if Dimitri asks for $2 million, we're going to have to look at it.
I think we've signed him up till like 2028 or something, so he's locked in.
Oh, I'm glad we had that negotiation before he threw that silly no-look pass. And silly in a good way.
Hey, and then like the Josh, I miss his no look, lips out, short balls. And if Vaimonga's going to do those, then that's brilliant. He was phenomenal. Leka Halasima, like Chanel Harris, Tavita, and also Metcalf, their little chip kicks close to the line. I think they've really found something there because Dallin scored off that again.
Yep.
It looked great. He caught the ball well above his head. I think out-jumped. I think it was Mawene Hiroti.
Yeah.
And so that's a nice thing. And then the one time Chanel did it and it went it went about 2 meters into the end goal and I was, he's cocked that up. Leka Halasima competed for it.
Yeah.
Ripped it off the dude and scored the try. Like, these young fellas are awesome.
Yeah, and it's the thing that we've been crying out for this whole season is like, these turgid wins are great. And it's obviously good to have the wins on the board.
Absolutely.
But what we've been missing is the try-scoring ability, and we saw it all on the weekend. In various different ways and repeatable ways as well. There was nothing that we did that was too fluky.
No.
Where you're like, okay, we couldn't do that again.
My favourite try was Aaron Clark, tough hit up, gets his arm free with 3 dudes on him, pops it to Luke Metcalf, who runs through the gap, beats 2 dudes, and then puts Vaimonga away.
Yeah.
Like that, those 3 guys really sum up the season. Aaron Clark's just been so great, gets the arm free. Metcalf has been lighting it up with his running game, and then Vaimonga to finish. Like, God, it looks so good, man.
It does. Aaron Clark, and I've been saying this for a couple of weeks, but he is the king of the shit. Who did? Oh, it's Aaron Clark. Every single time something happens, you'll be watching the game and you'll be like, massive carry. You're like, who was that? Oh, Aaron Clark.
Oh, it's Aaron Clark.
Someone puts their chest in front of a player to stop a bullocking run. Like, who did? Aaron Clark.
Or Chance Nickel-Klukstad, still just having such a great season defensively.
That was actually the part. It was almost as impressive as all of the tries that we scored was how stingy we were in defense. For them to only score 10, he came in and knocked the ball out of it. Was it Hamlin Weller's arms?
That's right, yes.
And then Braden was whinging about a shoulder charge. And it's like, it wasn't a shoulder charge. He knocked the ball out of your hands.
It was direct contact to the ball, man. It was beautiful. And like that really sums up the team this year is from start to finish, let's say Reece Walsh was in at fullback, it probably would have been 30 to 20 something. It would have been a lot closer. Yeah. But our team, we don't have any. We've taken Adam Fanua-Blake, who's a big, exciting try-scoring prop, and we've changed him with James Fisher-Harris, who's all about work ethic and defense and blah, 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 blah. We've done that across the board. And so our team defensively is just rock solid. And as a unit, they're just starting to scucky it up a little bit, which, fuck, it's good to watch.
It is. We are humming at the moment. Bye couldn't have come at a better time.
Well-earned bye, man. Holy shit.
Well-earned bye. We then go to that Panthers game, as I said. Then we play the Broncos, who are a shambles at the moment. Then another bye.
And then the Panthers again.
Who by that stage, I'm not scared of the Panthers anymore.
No, the Panthers are shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's straight up shit. Like, they've still got some excellent players, but they've got a lot of things to figure out.
Can I bring something to the attention of the NRL, please? And I know that they listen to this. On their website, I'd like to report a bug. There's a bug on the stats page on the NRL website.
Right.
I just noticed it this morning. It's like clearly just some sort of clerical error, so it's probably very easy for them to fix. But I saw that the missed tackle count, there's an error with it. Have you seen the missed tackle count? There's a player who's leading the league in missed tackles.
Right.
And he's on 75 missed tackles. The second player is on 55, which is uppy. Do you want to guess who?
75 missed tackles?
There's a player that has missed 75 tackles. That's the most. The second most is 55. That's uppy, Kurosao, and then it goes all the way down 51, blah, 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 blah.
Right, well, I'd say it's like a little bloke who's always getting bumped off in 5'8" or something. I don't know.
No, he plays for our team.
Shaun's.
No. Chans probably doesn't make... Oh, no, Chans wouldn't make enough tackles.
Yeah, right, okay. So it must be Hooker then.
Wade Egan, you would think.
Wade Egan or Aaron Clark or someone in the middle?
It is Kurt Capewell. Kurt Capewell has missed 20 more tackles than any other player in the National Rugby League.
Is that right?
It's clearly not right, but it's up there on the website. And so I would just like the NRL to go and have a look at their website, have a quick look, because I've watched every single game of the NRL, certainly of the Warriors games this year.
Yeah, right.
Haven't seen one. Haven't seen Capewell miss one.
We would have also been talking about that a lot. I remember he shifted to the centres and marked, who was it he marked a few weeks back, and he did an absolute, Herbie Farnworth.
Yeah.
And did an absolute number on him.
Ended his career, that's
That is definitely a glitch.
Oh, no, this is what I'm saying. It's obviously just something in the back end. NRL, just tidy it up.
By the way, just quickly, just looking at our draw here, because we play the Panthers, that's wrong. We play the Panthers like way later in the season.
I thought so. I thought they might have been.
We play the Tigers first.
Copy and paste, yeah, because we got that poo-poo platter of Knights, Tigers.
That's right. The charcuterie board
someone else.
Shitness.
The charcuterie board. So anything else other than buy the tickets? We looked into how much flights would be. I presume our mates at Boys Trip probably do something along that line.
Oh, they already do, yeah. What are we looking at when you did the math?
Oh, it was about sort of $5-6 grand, because the problem is going to be accommodation.
Fuck each?
Yeah, but what we could do is fly over and back, no accommodation, and that would be a hell of a lot cheaper.
And just back yourself to do it all-nighter.
Yeah, what I wanted to do was put it to Hauraki head Pixie Campbell, but actually maybe this is something to put to ACC head G Lane and be like, right, we're going to go. Obviously, Lane can't come because of the Grim Lane curse, which would mean that the Warriors lost, because if he travels to support one of his teams, they inevitably lose. What we could say, though, is, look, if the Warriors make the grand final, we go. You can't come, obviously, Grim Lane curse. If they don't make the final, you go. You have the flights and a com.
That's a really good deal. We definitely don't take that to Pixie Campbell. That's definitely a G Lane thing.
Yeah.
Pixie Campbell will freak out.
He did. But
he did?
He did, yeah. We got him on. He's like, oh, look back, dog.
Yeah, no, that's not. You just ask for forgiveness with that sort of stuff.
And no one's better at that than G Lane. So.
Yeah, whereas G Lane would be all over that.
Yeah, I think so. And I think he'd like the jeopardy of it, because he could potentially get himself a free trip to the NRL grand final at our expense.
We have to start talking to the Boys Trip guys. I think we're going to have to start talking to them.
Yeah.
Because if in doubt, we just talked to Dave, who's a good man. But shit, man, this is starting to get real.
Yeah.
I'm starting to freak out a bit.
I know. I mean, we're definitely, even Shaun Johnson reckons we're going to get a home semi. A home playoff game, right?
No, just on Shaun Johnson.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
Because you interviewed him yesterday.
Elephant in the room. Yes. Why did I interview Shaun Johnson yesterday? Because he respects my intellect from a rugby league perspective. No.
He knew who you were?
I don't know. He has a new rugby league show coming out on tonight, actually.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. And he's on that rugby league show. He was a late inclusion. You would have seen the advertising only started about a couple of weeks ago, because before that, they had another host. And he joins me on the podcast now, Chris Key.
G'day, everyone.
Got replaced by Shaun Johnson.
It's nice to be here. Look, I'm making a career out of being replaced on shit by way more qualified rugby league dudes.
So there was The last one, The Ditch.
The Ditch, man, one really great season.
And you did it, you hosted that for a whole season.
Yeah, and it was great. And then Adam Blair came in, which, I mean, I think he was under contract and they saved money by bringing in Adam Blair. So logically in my head, it was like, nah, dude, this checks out.
So hang on, it's cheaper for us to get a guy who's played almost 3,000 NRL games.
I will confirm that it's definitely not cheaper to get Shaun Johnson in. It's definitely the opposite, man. That dude will charge a fortune.
But worth every cent. I mean, you can't.
No, I know, 100%. So originally, what I had proposed, and it was quite a fun process, and I hosted a pilot.
Yeah.
Like the pilot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the pilot was recorded.
You filmed it.
Filmed the pilot.
Out
with
of Sky.
Monty Beetham and Blake Ashford and Storm Purvis was in it as well.
Yeah.
And what it was an entertainment-based rugby league show, because it was like, when it comes to Sky programming, they're really good at just the serious analysis.
The breakdown.
Exactly. But you go to Mount Smart and people are wearing Spider-Man outfits and holding awesome signs. It's like, we need to reflect that.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, that's a great idea, blah, blah, blah. Put together a pilot, was really fun, filmed it, went really well. They were like, we're going to try and get Shaun Johnson. And I was like, sure, no brainer.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to work with Shaun Johnson.
In my head, you know what I was like? In my head, I was like, if we get Shaun Johnson in, I'm going to be replaced straight away by like the morning shift guys.
Oh, yeah.
And they're good fellow. I don't know Jordan, but I know Brooke. Brooke will come in. He's a really good host. I was like, that's definitely going to happen. They're all mates. I could see it happening right now.
Yeah.
But basically, I think Shaun came in and was just like, I want to host it. Who you got hosting it? Chris Key. Never fucking heard of him. Get rid of him.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. What's the idea of the show? Oh, it's like more fun around. Nah, fuck that. We're doing serious shit.
He would have sat down and gone, now, forgive me. I may have missed it. I might have been away. Did they ever rename Mount Smart Stadium Chris Key Stadium for a week?
Exactly.
Oh, they didn't? Okay.
No, they didn't.
Fuck that guy off.
They did. And so I think what he's done, because in order to get a guy like him in, because he's a huge name, they basically were like, what do you want to do? And he was like,
the game.
Yeah, one of the greats. They were like, I think it was like, what do you want to do? And he was like, look, I want to host it. I want NRL dudes that, like, people who have played NRL to be hosts. And I'm like, bro, I totally get it. In Aussie, it works. In New Zealand, the talent isn't.
The talent pool ain't as deep.
Nah, and so you can listen to, like, you know, Brandy and Mick Ennis and all these guys chat over in Aussie, and it's great to listen to.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, hopefully it goes well. I think Tohu Harris might be doing it.
I've heard of him.
Who's not, 100%, not a great talker, though.
I don't know. Well, maybe he might be once he gets on there. I tell you,
I hope so.
It is interesting, and I hope that they can bridge the gap between, because the average fan like us, we don't know all of the terminology and shit that they use when and the things that they're training week in, week out. So to have two dudes that played last year, it will be good.
That's great, right? What you need though, and to be honest, I have no idea. And honestly, I hope the show goes really well. It's one of those things where you just got to take your medicine and go, yep. And I've taken a lot of medicine lately. I think I might be
overdosed.
I'm overdosing on medicine over here. But what you usually need in a situation like that is two dudes who can just fucking analyze shit really well, and then another person who can spoon feed that to the idiots like us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Serve it up for us.
Yeah. Which might be Shaun Johnson. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck, he's a charismatic dude. I'm sure it'll go well. How was he for the interview, by the way?
Yeah, it was great. We actually were thinking of talking to you yesterday morning, but then Shaun Johnson was like, who have you got on? No, fuck that guy off. And so we did.
Man, you should have got me on, man. I had so much good shit to say. You could have got me in to talk about his new show. I would have been like, yeah, it's real. This is a true story, though. It was called The League Lounge. Yeah. Now it's called Shaun's League Lounge. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it.
We should have had you in the studio when he came in.
We already did that with Adam Blair. Adam Blair came in like a year or two after The Ditch.
Yeah.
And I basically got Mike.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like to Mike and Jace, I was like, can you guys just have a word to him? I'll leave the studio and just like hit him up for replacing me.
Yeah.
And then they just started trying to recruit him onto the big show. So good lesson in media is to learn how to like take these licks well and keep smiling.
We'll get another opportunity to make that gag.
Fuck, I don't know, man. It took a lot of mahi to get to that point.
All right, the NRL season. This NRL season, we get your chance to win a double pass to the One New Zealand Warriors, plus a Warriors jersey to wear to the game. Text Warriors in your home city to 3236 to be in to win. We are going to take a quick break. No Warriors game to preview this week because it's a massive bye round, but it does mean there's State of Origin next week, so we're going to pour over the team sheet.
And also later on, SuperCoach Nightmare this week.
Oh my God, yep. Shit show. We'll get to that very shortly. Okay, so the team lists are out for State of Origin 2. What do you reckon the biggest ins and outs? I mean, Daly Cherry Evans being out for Tommy Dearden. Dearden now starting in the 7 jersey alongside Munster for the Maroons. That's quite interesting. And I think from a video game perspective and from a form perspective, Dearden's been awesome.
He is awesome. He's 5'8" usually, right?
Yeah.
So they've got 2 5'8s in there, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Two run it first kind of guys.
2 run it straight kind of guys. I think that I kind of feel like, and again, this is something that I'd probably ask Shaun Johnson and not you. I'm starting to feel a little bit like Sky. But I kind of feel like these days, because way back in the day, the whole backline used to shift on a league field. They would all rotate back around.
Yeah, you're right.
To the other side. And so you would have, the ball would come out to the halfback, and then the standoff would be standing off of him. Nowadays, I just feel like you've just got 2 halves, and basically you've got some teams are running like a left half and a right half. There's not as many teams these days that have like that set halfback and then the 5'8" just running off. I mean, a lot of them are, but there's not as many as it used to be.
So you don't think it'll be an issue? You think it'll be good?
Is
it just a matter of getting...
be honest, I don't think that'll be the issue.
No, they're going to get towed up, is my opinion. Which way do you lean, blue or maroon?
Here's my issue, and I saw someone doing the rounds on social media. I don't want it to seem like I've ripped this guy's take off, but I don't care either way.
Yeah, just a good game of footy.
I don't care either way, and what put me off it was living in Australia. I lived in Australia. My family still live over in Western Australia, in Kalgoorlie. And so I'd go and watch the State of Origin game on a Wednesday night there. And there'd be all these guys from like Hamilton, Wellington, all these Kiwis in the bar with me. And they're like, I'm fucking New South Wales till I die. And
Which is fine.
But you know what I always ask people?
Yeah, it's what's your second favourite city in New South Wales?
Yeah. And they'll be like, Sydney. Oh, what's number 1? Wasn't Sydney just New South Wales? That's the thing that annoys me. It's state of origin.
Yeah.
My state of origin is South Canterbury. And until they get reinstated into state of origin, things are shambles.
That's like I'm kind of similar. I lean towards New South Wales because when we were at high school, everyone was on the Queensland buzz. Everyone just, it was like when Golden State Warriors were winning, so everyone became a Golden State Warriors fan. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go New South Wales.
Underdog.
Yeah, and then I've just sort of stuck with it for just so that you've got a dog in the race, you know?
I don't mind that, and it does make it more interesting, but I find the way around that for me to give a shit more about the game is gambling quite heavily.
Gambling heavily is a good one, and I'll just say, I won't die for New South Wales. I fucking die for the Wars, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Blues win. That's sort of where my balance is.
Yeah.
Like the Warriors, absolutely. But you know what Queensland have to do? They have to get rid of the following people.
Chris Key.
Kalen Ponga. Replace Chris Key. You have to get rid of Kalen Ponga. Get rid of Valentine Holmes. Not Munster, he's okay. Get rid of Kurt Capewell.
Oh.
Any of those old cunts. Just like it's rebuild time, man.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Blow that shit up. Like I'm glad they got rid of Daly Cherry Evans because what are you doing having like a dude in his late 30s?
Yeah,
you're holding on. Like get rid of and like Val and they've been such great servants. And this is my red flaming hot take.
Yeah, this is flaming hot.
It's rebuild time, man. Because the Blues, shit, they have got a great side.
Yeah, but remember when they had the
worst team? I know, but like I don't think that's going to happen this season.
Is Queensland Spirit dead?
They just need to rebuild. It's just their time to rebuild.
Yeah, right.
The Blues were rebuilding for years.
Yeah.
And it's just like blow it up. I like the idea of getting a dude like Robert Toya in and starting and like when they brought Hamiso in early.
Yeah.
I love that shit. Get these dudes and get them used to Origin and then they'll be able to go on another run in a couple of years.
Which one of the players in the Blues would you replace with their opposite number? Is there a player on the Maroons team that you would swap for one of the...
I'd probably change Reece Robson out for Harry Grant.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Grant's form this year hasn't been amazing. He's he's still bloody good, obviously.
Other than that, probably not.
I'm looking at it now and 100% no.
Nah.
None. Other than maybe Reece Robson, who is solid. 100% none.
Yeah. And so, it's pretty interesting, isn't it? I mean, but their team always looks like a... all-star team, doesn't it? It looks like
they always under-deliver.
First round draft of the Stacey Jones Rugby League game.
But like, shit, that side is, and to be honest, the biggest exclusion for me is that the Blues went for Stefano on the interchange rather than Keon Kolo Matangi, who has been so good.
Yeah.
And I think it's maybe because Bellamy's involved with the Blues camp and he's got Stefano, obviously. But Keon Kolomatangi, like, thankfully, because he's in my Supercoach side, he's not going to play unless something happens at training. But him being left in the reserves while Stefano is on the bench, that is the only thing that boggled my mind with the Blues.
Yeah, a little bit. So what I'm hearing is we both think Blues.
I think it's going to be another Blues hiding. In fact, I think it's going to be 3 Blues hidings this year.
Back to back to back.
Yeah. And that first game should have been more of a hiding, but no one could convert on any field goals. So
I'm just trying to look up state of origin on the TAB to see if there's any value around that. I would expect probably not. We are still a week out from it.
They've named the teams though, right? So you'd think they'd get in there early and get some.
New South Wales $1.36, Queensland $3.10. The line is 8.5. I might even take Blues minus 8.5.
Yeah, right. That's for like $1.87 or whatever it is, eh?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yep. So that is the state of origin teams. We're predicting 3. But again, this is what happens every year. Every year, everyone's like, nah, that Blues team's too good on paper. It's just that last game was such a dud.
It was a dud. But like the other thing you've got to think about too with this Blues side is Nathan Cleary, Isaiah Yeo, Dylan Edwards, Brian To'o. This is the only chance they're going to have it winning this year. Like the Panthers are shit.
Oh yeah,
they are so shit. So these guys are like, man, this is becoming their grand final now. State of origin.
This is their Super Bowl.
Is the most important thing for them this year.
Yeah.
And Mitch Moses just looks like, they're going to tell them up.
They're going to tell them up. Okay, so for time for the... Actually, you know what? Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the hunch and talk a bit of Supercoach. Obviously, no Warriors this week, so we can't bet on them. And actually, let's pat ourselves on the back. Great multi last week. I introduced people to my style of gambling, which is the 3-leg multi. You pick the team that you think is going to win, Warriors. You pick a try scorer, that's where the value comes from. And then to add a third leg, which qualifies you for the bonus cash back.
Which if people don't know, because I didn't know for a while, which is if you do a 3-leg multi on NRL and one doesn't come in, you get cash back and bonus bets. Yeah.
So you need a third leg in there, and I always go even points. You're basically betting against a field goal, and now the 2-point field goal, you're actually betting against a field goal from between 40 and 10 metres
That's
out,
right.
Which is great. It doesn't add any value.
No, but it was the first time I felt like I've come on this podcast and we have put together a smart bet that is well reasoned.
Yes.
Usually it's like, and we should have done this. Oh, Jackson Ford, it's his 100th game. We should.
Yeah, Ford won at Bathurst.
and he scored 2 tries. Like usually we go for omen bets.
Yeah.
Like imagine if we'd gone Josh Papali'i to score a double.
Well, that would have been a huge omen bet in his 300th game. Imagine if we went Josh Papali'i double and conversion.
Exactly, it would be paying the mortgage, basically. Yeah. But we were smart about it. We chose KL Ero, who hasn't not scored a try this season anytime he's walked out onto a footy field.
Yeah.
That came in again.
It was money for jam.
We haven't chatted about this yet. What are you thinking?
Well, so this is the thing, because the Warriors aren't playing, and so it's not as exciting putting a bet on an individual game, but there are markets for across the weekend. It's a bye week, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. I reckon we go with the lowest scoring team of the round, and I think no one will score fewer points this weekend than the Newcastle Knights.
I was about to say the Knights.
Yeah. $4.10 for them to be the lowest scoring team this weekend.
They're playing the Sydney Roosters, who, just quietly, I think, are going to heat up. I think the Roosters, they already are starting to, and I think they're a lot better side than people realise.
Yep. Everyone else can score points. Gold Coast Titans versus Manly Sea Eagles. Either of them could score 30-odd. Cowboys versus Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins have been romping home lately.
I think, the Bulldogs will...
It's either the Bulldogs will stomp out the Rabbitohs. And then Sharks versus Dragons. I mean, are the Dragons going to score?
Nah, but the Sharks, as we've seen, are flimsy, and they can either cane you or get caned.
They'll bounce back.
And the Dragons just got caned, so they'll have a point to prove. I think that's a smart bet, Manaia Stewart.
So we're going $4.10 on that. That's our TAB hunch for this week. Now, we've got your chance to win flights for 2, accommodation, tickets to Warriors home game, plus $500 spending money with the Mad Monday Try and Pie Fly-Off. Text PIE to 32360 to enter, all thanks to 4 and 20 Pies, the ultimate fan food. Let's get to this week's Supercoach bloodbath.
Now, in our head-to-head league, so we've got a private head-to-head league, which is full of Mad Monday, ACC, and Hodaki people, and then we've got the Mad Monday Munters open group, which we're all competing in.
Yep.
Ranked 79th in that, so not doing too badly. But Manaia, I'm taking you on this week.
Shame.
And this morning when I opened my team and looked at how many players you have available this week.
Oh, yeah. Shame. Shame on me.
Shame. So you've got 9 players playing this week.
Yeah.
And you need 13.
Yeah. No, I've got more. If I go into the sort of Hubner cant off the bench type territory, I can field a team of 13.
Oh, you do, really?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's just,
well, you're going to have to, right?
It's gonna be bad now.
And because the way it works is it's just your top 13 scorers. So you just everyone plays. There's a whole lot of teams on the bye. Everyone plays, and it's just your top 13 scorers. So obviously you'll chuck the reserve on Kant and Hubner and all them anyway.
Yeah. So I will be able to get to 13, but I've got a couple of trades to make this week. What I will say about this weekend just being I won because you know how you're in the Mad Monday Munters League, but you're also in
your private head-to-heads.
Private head-to-heads. You're also in the public league as well. All of them I won this week, and that's because last week I came on talking about how everyone's getting on
Lehi.
Hopewadi. And I said I was too. And I went out into the office and convinced everyone in the office to get on him.
Yeah, I'm on him.
And then I pulled out.
Oh, shit.
And he was the most traded in player, not just last week, one of the most traded in players of the season.
He was a no-brainer, right? Because he's covering fullback, and when he wasn't, he was on the left wing.
Yeah. But I was like, I reckon he'll bounce his head off the floor and get an HIA about a minute into the game. And that's exactly what he did. And so everyone, this is the thing about SuperCoach. That was one of those ones where if that happened to you, don't beat yourself up because
everyone had him.
It happened to everyone except for
me.
Because I had the crystal ball.
And
I've been to Mali the week before because I knew he was going to do his knee as well.
Actually, the amount of people that still have Tamale and had him, that is brutal. So you're zigging while everyone else is zagging.
That's right, man.
Who did you bring in?
Oh, shit, I can't
Here we go. This will be the one that brings it back to reality.
I can't even remember. No, I downgraded to Lawson from the Dragons, so that was a cash out. And then this is the one that hurt, Jaden Campbell, 27 points.
Because I was looking at Campbell as well, but I think just playing for the Titans, his scoring opportunities are either going to be all on or just non-existent, eh?
Yeah.
Because he's such a cool, if he was at any other team, man.
Yeah, I think so too. So that's a bit unfortunate there. I've seen a lot of people trading Cleary out this week. I mean, if you've still got him, he doesn't play, obviously, this week. He might not play the next week. You might only have him for one game out of the next month and a half.
And then I think he's got a real tough run after that. And if the Panthers are out of the running...
Yeah, and it's not like he's been setting the world on fire.
No, he hasn't. And so I kind of... If you have trades up your sleeve, how many trades have you got left? I've only got 17.
I've got 20. And 2 boosts.
So you can probably afford to do it, right? Because the thing with Cleary is if you trade him out to a Jerome Hughes next week because they're on the bye, or you could get Scucky with it and downgrade to DCE, I think it's in the $400,000 area.
Oh, yeah.
So you could free up cash there. But I think at some stage you'll want to get Cleary back for the back end of the season. I feel like you will.
Yeah, maybe.
And so my thing with him is, because I was looking at it, is my thing this year is I'm holding on to all the... last season I wasted all these trades, trading out guys like Cleary now to free up cash and knowing I wanted to bring him in later.
Back, yeah.
And so now I'm going to try and keep season keepers all year round. It's hard to do.
Is he one, though?
Fuck, it's hard to do. I know.
Because what are your other options? There's Hines, who a lot of people traded in the last few weeks.
Yeah, I've already got Hines, yeah.
Hughes, who a lot of people would have been put off because last week he had a bad score, but then this week he went bang,
well,
I got him.
The thing with the bad score...
Yeah, sorry.
Fuck, you got the crystal ball. I need to borrow that off you. The thing with the bad score is he went to Bali and had Bali belly.
Did he actually?
Yeah. That was the Bali belly game. So he played one of the worst games he's played all season because he was recovering.
Yeah, right.
And then boom, next week, no more Bali belly, 136.
Yeah.
So I think Hughes would be a good option. He's obviously not playing State of Origin, and he's in one of the best sides in the competition, scoring-wise too. A lot of short balls to Katoa. A lot of, that right side, Hisson.
Speaking of Katoa, Isaiah, I would love 600, almost 700.
I like him because he's going to get you minimum 60 every week, maybe 78. He's never going to go 150.
Scored 99 on the weekend, but the Dolphins have spooled up a little bit here. They're starting to put scores on teams.
That's right, which is why my advice is if you're like me and you're on 17, 16 trades, something like that, don't trade Cleary out. Find a way to keep him because you want to get him in later.
That's why I kept Drinkwater last week.
Yeah, exactly. And instead, upgrade one of your wingers to Jermaine Asako.
Yeah.
Because the Dolphins are spooling up.
Yep.
He isn't too expensive. I think he's low 600s.
Yep.
And
turned up on the weekend. And we've all been waiting for him.
Yeah.
And he also falls into one of your sweet spots, which is goal kicking.
Just goal kicker, yeah, exactly. Does he kick goals? Sweet, bring him in.
Yeah.
Last 4 games, 68, 55, 82, 132.
Yeah.
And Christian Wolf has got that team like humming a wee bit.
Yeah.
And he's going to be kicking a lot of goals. I think their draw's pretty chill. They go Cowboys, Knights, Rabbitohs, Sharks, Cowboys again.
I was talking to a dear friend of mine the other day, Shaun Johnson. There's no such thing as a chill schedule for a player, man.
Yeah, fuck that, man. I'm a SuperCoach player. And that's a chill schedule. That is a chill schedule.
Not for the dudes who train, man. Not for the dudes who play, all right?
Yeah, okay. Well, see, maybe that's what I'm lacking right there.
That's what you don't understand about the game, brother.
So that's my recommendation. I've brought Isako in. In fact, I've vice captained him.
Wow.
I always do this whenever I get a new dude on. I'm real high on them and think they're going to fucking light it up.
Ballsy.
But just vice captain, and then you chuck the C on someone solid. I've chucked it on Koloa Matangi. He's up against the doggies. It's going to be a lot of defence running through the middle. I just think he's got to get through a shitload of work.
I had it on Terrell May last week, and then I was like, you know what? I was so far ahead in my head-to-head matchup. I was like, let's chase after a few points here, and I went for Cleary. Yeah,
so many people did that.
Duffed it.
And then so Koloa Matangi, in my opinion, is your Terrell May this week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because
anyway.
Terrell May is on the bye. Anything else? Did you watch Lachlan Galvin debuting for the Dogs?
I did, and I'll tell
Monday?
you what. I toyed around with a little Munster out Galvin in because he's starting for the Dogs.
Yeah.
Burton's away, obviously. But I'm just like, how long is he going to be? You can't, like, Sexton's been going really well.
Yeah.
But you can't keep Galvin out of the side, right? You've brought him in. He's insanely good.
Yeah.
Surely he starts soon.
Yeah, I just think they brought him off the bench because it was his first game.
I think so. Just easing him in. But, like, he's now starting at halfback, I believe.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's 5'8". I can't remember. I think I've read that wrong. But there's a real chance that he scores a try, sets up a couple of tries, and looks fucking good. And Serraldo's got no choice but to put him in.
It'll be a real shot in the dark. I've got bigger fires to put out this week.
I've taken too many shots in the dark. I need to stop. That's why I undid it. I was
Turn
like,
the torch on.
I was like, I'm backing Alex Johnson now that Cody Walker's back to get that record. Remember?
Yeah.
Cody Walker injured his groin after like 50 minutes because he's old as fuck.
Yeah.
That's now over. That's not going to happen now because Cody's not going to be throwing scucky lob passes to him. So I'm just, no more shots in the dark. I'm being sensible.
Yeah.
Fuck Lachlan Galvin.
Gotta run with the pack. All right, that'll do us for today. I hope that there was any value in that other than just two dudes whinging about their teams at the end. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the bye round.
Yeah. Just quickly, if anyone out there's got like any TV shows going at the moment, hit me up.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next week.